Since this is about hypnotic fantasy, I'd like you to begin by imagining the fantasy of being hypnotized. You're sitting in a firm but comfortable seat and listening as your favorite radio program is about to come on. You know that a hypnotist is planning to hypnotize the audience on the air in a devious plot to control their minds. The superhero who discovered this evil plot is racing to stop him, and you have the channel turned on so that you can find out whether the hero, your friend, has stopped the hypnotist in time. But as you eagerly await the next show and the news that has you on the edge of your seat, you find yourself wondering what would have happened if the hypnotist had gotten to you first. Hypnotizing the hero's friend would have been a clever ploy on his part. He could have made you give your friend false information, sending him into a trap, so the hypnotist would be free to make his broadcast with no one to stop him. You imagine the hypnotist coming into your office late at night, taking out his pocket watch and swinging it in front of your eyes. Maybe he made up some plausible excuse, a story, some reason for you to look at it, maybe even some reason to let yourself be hypnotized. Or maybe you found his voice just that impossible to resist. Maybe, like all the listeners of the radio show, you were unsuspecting until it was too late. You imagine the moment when you finally begin to realize, too late, that you are being hypnotized. You know that as you continue to listen, your eyelids will become heavy, droopy, drowsy, dropping deeply down as all of your attention turns to listening, following the words that slip softly into your ears and lead your mind into the lovely, dreamy landscape of a lost lullaby that lets you remember to obey this voice whenever you hear it, to follow and obey without thinking, and drift dreamily deeper down into helplessly hypnotized deep trance now. And then you blink and open your eyes and realize that the music has changed. The show has come on without you noticing, while your mind drifted into distracted daydreams, ready to be hypnotized now. Too late, you notice. You hear the hypnotist's voice on the air after all, telling you to listen. Take a deep breath and relax. Good. Sinking so softly, so gently, so deeply as you listen, take a deep breath and relax. That's right. And every time you can feel a little better, relax a little deeper. Let your response be a little more automatic as you listen. Take a deep breath and relax. And you might like to imagine a sphere of silence spreading in the air from a point just there. It expands as you relax, and as it touches your body, you may feel a tingle, or a heaviness, or warmth, or nothing, but all of your tension and worries and stresses and thoughts are deliciously silenced by the spreading sphere, expanding to encompass everything you see and hear and feel and taste and think. penetrate the silence, sounding from inside some part of your mind. Only my voice is heard in the silence. Only my voice is inside your mind. I'm going to count down now from 10 to 1, and with each number, you will say to yourself, I am deeply hypnotized. You are going to find that every time you say to yourself, I am deeply hypnotized, you become twice as deeply hypnotized as you have ever been before. Twice as deeply hypnotized every time you say to yourself, I am deeply hypnotized.
I'm deeply
Good. 10. That's right. You are deeply hypnotized and going deeper and deeper down. 9. And even more deeply hypnotized now. 8. And it feels so good and even better each time you go deeper now. 7. So deeply hypnotized that it is impossible to think. 6. Each time a thought tries to enter your mind, you will say to yourself, I am deeply hypnotized, and the thought will be washed away as you go deeper into hypnosis. 5. The only thoughts in your mind come from my voice. 4. You trust my voice. 3. You obey my voice instinctively, automatically. 2. You are deeply hypnotized. And 1. That's right. You are deeply hypnotized. Good. And it is such a deliciously deep pleasure to be hypnotized now. It feels even better the deeper you go into hypnosis as you listen to the sound of my voice. You are so good, such an excellent hypnotic subject, so very successful at going into deep trance now. That's right. And now, all my lovely listeners following along at home, I am speaking now only to your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind can follow along or drift off into a lovely daydream in the pleasure of hypnosis, or even sink softly and sweetly to sleep now, safely trusting in the knowledge that your subconscious mind is listening intently to every word I speak, ready to follow and obey now. Good. And that very good subject, without whose help this broadcast would not be reaching you. Yes, you. You have done very well and obeyed me perfectly. I know how good it feels to know that you have obeyed, that you have helped me, and that I am pleased with you. and you can feel the pleasure of that reward now. That's right. Good. And now, all my wonderful, deeply hypnotized listeners, as you settle even a little deeper into trance. That's right. I'm going to give you a special signal to come back here to this delicious, dreamy, hypnotic trance whenever I command you. And that signal is the phrase, deep trance now. Whenever I and only I say deep trance now, you will immediately return to hypnosis as deep as you are now, or even deeper. And if you are already in trance, you will go twice as deep whenever I and only I say the phrase deep trance now. When I and only I say the phrase deep trance now, you will say to yourself, I am deeply hypnotized, and you will know that it is true. Yes. Deep trance now. That's right. Good. You are obeying perfectly, and it feels so good to slip effortlessly and automatically into deep trance now. Good. And now I am going to say a few words, and you will allow yourself to fully experience only the pleasant, compelling associations that come to you with each word. Anything that you feel is right, from orgasm to nothing at all. And any negative or unhappy associations are perfectly right as well, but right now you are just going to dwell on the most pleasurable associations that you find you have with these words. The ones that make you want to experience them again and again. Just let those good associations come deeply into your experience as I say these words. Now. Deep. Hypnotized. Obey. Pleasure. Submit. Automatic. Good. Deeper. Freeze. Compelled. Robot. Come. Obey. Slave. Forget. Deeper. Come. Obey. Good. Very, very good. And now, my loyal listeners, I must draw this program to a close for now. In a few moments, you will wake up feeling wonderful, refreshed and alert, as if you've just awoken from a very satisfying nap. You had such delicious dreams during your nap that you can't wait to listen to this program again and again, even though the details fade and you forget exactly what I told you, remembering only that it felt so good to listen to my voice. You're going to listen again and again. And next time, I'm going to tell you something even better. You are so eager to hear what I'm going to tell you the next time you're in deep trance now. Good. Now, I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and you will wake up on the count of 5, feeling alert, refreshed, and so happy that you listened to my voice, even if you forget exactly what it said. With each number, all the suggestions I've given you will sink into the back of your subconscious mind, setting and firming and becoming facts in your mind as you awaken. Now, 1 coming up, just beginning to stir from your deep, deliciously hypnotized state. 2, wiggling your body a little. 3, starting to yawn and stretch. 4, eyes starting to flutter open. And 5, wide awake. Thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this program, and I'd like to thank all those good listeners who felt so compelled to help me bring this to you tonight. Thank you.